Alright. Alright, to make up my mind what we're gonna talk about. Alright. Imagine for a minute that everywhere you go, somebody trying to kill you. And you never even saw these people before. And they all taking orders from Satan. But you is with God, and you can do all this stuff. You control the weather, you control the wind, control reality, you can control their thoughts and control their movements, to be honest with you. But that whole thing is to take Christ's people out. Because remember, that's what Christ said we can do. Christ said, if you have faith as big as a mustard seed, you can move this mountain. You can tell the mountain to move over here to there. The sun, the waves, all that, right? He said, you can do this, excuse me. And imagine you going city to city, man. People done pulled out guns on you. People try to set you up with, girls and stealing and over giving you stuff. Don't take nothing. Keep over. Somebody try to over give you money or over give you things, turn it down because they trying to set you up. This is like jail, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. These people are pieces of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think these people are people. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's just I don't even know if, like, I'm looking at a person, but I don't think it's a person, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have. All right, I'm gonna give you an example. I've never seen. Well, you got demonic, super demonic narcissists or gang stalkers, whereas though they don't even get happy. You just listen to music, you happy, you change your mood. That don't change that mood, man. These people, only thing that change that mood is them making you miserable. That's what make them happy, is draining your engine and you being miserable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm told, anytime they get the chance to do that, they're going to do it in the middle of the conversation, beginning of the conversation, end of the conversation. They're trying to drain your energy. Now, sometimes, if you're aware, they try to be more sneakier. Whereas though they try to drain your energy, whereas though, say like the conversation might go on for about 5 minutes, and then they'll say something weird. So it's an off balance because you think it's just random, but it's not random. They're strategically placing things in that way because they try to sneakily drain your energy without you knowing. But it's the thing about evil that is going to stand out, man. But you just gotta pay attention to it. It's gonna stand out because these people are pieces of garbage, man. You gotta remember. So all you gotta do is sit back and wait for these pieces of garbage and pieces of shit to try to set you up, and then you see the patterns. You like, okay, they about to say something right here, or they about to do something right here, and you beat them to the punch because you can already see it coming because they're doing evil. If you're what I'm saying, it's like me. If I'm just chilling, and somebody just chilling with me or whatever, and you're just sitting back waiting because you're kind of suspecting this dude is a gang stalker, or you kind of suspecting he's devil worship or whatever gang, and you're just sitting back and waiting for him to do something crazy, and he's trying to see what he can do with to you to disrespect you and to lower your energy without you actually picking up on it. Because your spirit, like you might not notice that you're being disrespected, but your spirit picks up on it. And that's what they counting that you don't understand. That say like something that's not physical. Say like a person just yelling at you. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not physically going to hurt you, right? But your spirit is going to feel some type of way, and your energy is going to feel that if you don't respond and say nothing back to a person disrespecting you and yelling at, who the hell you yelling at, nigga? Fuck is wrong with you? You get what I'm saying? If you don't say nothing, it depends on who's yelling in the situation. So you can't always respond. Sometimes, and most time, it's better not to respond because that's what they're trying to feed off your energy and drag you into a debate and conversations to drag you further down. You get what I'm saying? So choose how you respond quickly and choose short responses, not long debated responses. Yes, no, okay, you got it. That's what I do. When I'm debating with a super angry person and I know he's super angry and that's his trap to get you angry, then I just be like, all right, bro, you got it. You know, I say what I need to say, and I already know I got him because he's gonna get angrier. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get angrier, and that's where you leave him at. That's where you leave him. You leave him in that and leave him with that own energy, that own negative energy, bro. So you go in and say like you debating with the dude. You know, he gets hot. He says something out of character. Like I had this happen to me a couple times. This is why I don't really engage too much in conversation, especially down where I'm at in Dallas. You know, a lot of these people was energy vampire, demonic dumbasses. I'm not gonna lie, bro. A lot of these people were demonic dumbasses, and I don't engage because a lot of them are with each other. They agree with the bullshit. They agree with this demonic harassment. You know, now you would think, you know, you go to somebody that's actually have a rational thinking brain, you know, and you tell them about somebody, you know, something happened to you, and you be like, oh, okay, let me investigate the situation. No, they just are automatically going to take that other person's side because they're all demonic, and the whole thing is a setup to get you out of character, just like the Truman Show. The Truman Show, he was at first thinking he was going crazy. You get what I'm saying? Because it was like, hold up, is everybody against me, or am I going crazy? And he started seeing the patterns. That's the main reason when you start to wake up is when you start to see them damn patterns, man. You start to see that these people is acting a certain way towards you, or they doing this, and it's all a pattern. And you're like, damn, is this many people that hate you or against you, or that the devil has taken over? You get what I'm saying? And you be like, damn, this is crazy. These people are pieces of shit. That's why I first, I was like, damn, these people are pieces of shit. How you gonna betray a God, which is your father that created you, give you life, food, energy, everything you have, laughter, blah, 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 everything. You know, he gave you everything. And, you know, you betrayed him for a piece of money, a piece of paper. And you betrayed him with the same Esau that he hated. You're actually working for Esau, who he hated. This is who he got these magic tricks from, witchcraft spells, and all this type of stuff. You get what I'm saying? You know, he came from the angels, right? Teaching reverse magic. You know what I'm saying? Teaching different things. It's crazy, man. You know how, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm like, man, sometimes I'm like, man, this hell. So like sometimes I feel like I'm in hell because I got hit by a car when I was young. I was 7 years old, and I had broke my leg. I had to learn how to walk again. I was unconscious, messed up my teeth. I had to learn how to walk again, man. I think I had died too. I was dead, so I guess I died and came back to life, whatever. And I had to learn how to walk again and do all this stuff. And I was like, damn, am I really? Is this really my old life, or am I hell? Because you see so many evil people and evil things, and you're just trying to navigate through this crazy world with all these evil demonic people that's at jobs, at school, and some of them in your family. Some of them is pretending to be your friends and your girlfriend, but they're there to watch you. And you like, damn, you remember the pastor say, pick up your cross, and do it. You like, damn, you pick up your cross and you go through all this torture and all these people trying to take you out like Christ, trying to set you up. And you start to feel depressed because you're feeling blessed and depressed at the same time, because you're blessed because you can see all this evilness and all these people is demonic, and God to give you ability to see it. He gave you ability, man. At the same time, you like, damn, you just gonna leave me here like this with these damn demonic people, man. And I've been going through this for this many years, or this long or whatever. So it makes you feel some type of way, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm blessed because I can do what I do. Like I said, control the sun, wind, moon, whatever. You could do all that. You get what I'm saying? So you're blessed, but you're feeling cursed because you're surrounded by these demonic gang stalking people, and they're trying to stop your shine. And it's in every city you go to. Like, I'm talking about, I went to Atlanta. I went to Miami. I went to, New York. I've been to Las Vegas. They're down in Las Vegas. I went to the Florida Keys. Them motherfuckers at the Florida Keys. Hold on. Was they at the Florida Keys? I don't know. I'd say, yeah, they at the Florida Keys. Yeah, they at the Florida Keys, yeah. Well, everywhere you go is demons at, because it's, basically in America. But, yeah, man, this going through this, seeing shape-shifting beings, seeing people appear out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? People knocking on the ceiling, knocking stuff down, laughing, and all this crazy stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, damn. And then you got work, then you're sitting on top of it, and then you can't really, and you can enjoy life, but you can't really enjoy life because you got work. You got to constantly watch your back from these gang stalkers and constantly be aware, because they're constantly trying to set you up and drain energy. It gets a little exhausting, but it also teaches you lessons too. You get what I'm saying? It teaches you lessons, along with the blessings. And I guess it's just what we got to put up with to get to Christ, man. That's how I look at it, man, because even though I complain and stuff like that, I do feel special. I do feel blessed because they're coming after me. And I don't even have nothing. So I'm like, damn, if you're gang stalking me and you hate me this much, right? You hate me this much, there must be a God. You get what I'm saying? Because you're hating me too much for me not to have anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even have anything, and you hate me. So I know there's a God, because you hating too much. It's like white people that hate black people. They're kind of retarded to me, because if you own everything and you got your faces on movies, there's car commercials, food commercials, baseball, sports, NASCAR, all that. You got your face everywhere. Everywhere you go see Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, all these white actors, Tom Cruise and all that, big faces on the screen and all that type of stuff. And you can't go nowhere. Every time you go to a warehouse job, they all, the white people's always in the office jobs and stuff like that. You barely see white people on the floor. Even when I worked at the airport in North Carolina, it was all black people running in the airport, working at the airport, man. It was just like, but they had white managers. So it's like, for black people to still hate white people is retarded, bro. But Mr.